guys! After much discussion, we can finally officially say that we have decided to move to Malaysia.
Yay!
So I think a lot of the comments that we received, right, is the same concern as us. Like, how do we as Singaporeans legally stay in Malaysia long term? So even if it's for until retirement or even for just 5-10 years, how do we legally stay there? Because actually, if you're a tourist and you visit a different country, you're not allowed to like stay longer than your tourist visa
Yeah,
allows.
normally you see when you chop your passport, right, you get to see like, wow, can stay how many days? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. So depending on each country and depending on like what passport you are using. I actually see a comment, right, that left by somebody that right, they can do visa run. Basically, it's like you can stay for 30 days. So you stay in Malaysia for 29 days and then after that, right, you go back to Singapore. And then after that, you come back again. So you chop your passport, balik chop it again. So actually, this is
Not
illegal.
allowed.
It's not allowed, okay? And there's a lot of risk to it. Can you imagine, like, you semi-settle down in Malaysia already, and then you do this thing because I don't know why you want to do this, okay? And then one day, you get caught by the immigration officer, you get caught by the custom. So they can actually like ban you from re-entry. Then this means that whatever things you have in Malaysia, right, you cannot go back at all already. You get banned from entering the country.
Yeah, so don't do that kind of thing. Don't risk.
So basically, if you want to move to a country, let's say for example, us moving to Malaysia and you want to settle down there, of course, like do it legally. And then right, from all the research that we do, right, there's actually like 3 types of visa that Singaporean or foreigner can actually apply for. So the first visa that you can get is actually called the Digital Nomad Visa. They call it the Rantau. Okay, so this is actually very good for people who are like remote working, okay, or you're a freelancer or you earn income like online. And then the requirement for this is you must be earning money not from Malaysians, but from overseas. So your income got to be coming from overseas. And then you need to have a minimum income. I think so far as of this date is around 32,000 Sing dollar per year. Yeah, so you can divide by 12. Then this is the minimum income requirement for you to stay here. And then this visa, right, is valid for 1 year. And then you can renew for another year. So total 2 years. But then after that, you want to renew again. I don't know whether you can renew or not.
I think this one maybe is a little bit more suitable for, I think got people say they apply for BTO while waiting for the BTO, they rent somewhere to stay in Malaysia first. Maybe it's a bit more suitable for people like that rather than those long-term one to retire or stay in Malaysia ones.
Yeah, you can actually apply this visa with your spouse or with your like family members, your child also. Yeah, so dependent. Like let's say the application fee for this is around 1,500 RM if like for couple, like the both of us. Basically, if you are waiting for a BTO, I think this might be a good idea for you to explore like a change of lifestyle, change of environment for maybe 1 to 2 years. Yeah, like you can actually rent a place. No requirement for you to buy a property or what. So basically, it's just like you pay 1,500 for 2 person, and then you can just rent a place and you stay there and do your work remotely. So the second visa that you can actually have or apply for is this FM2 Visa. We call it the Malaysia My Second Home Visa. So this visa, right, on the other hand, is more catered to people that want to stay there for long term or want to retire there semi-permanently. So for this visa, there's actually like 4 different tiers. Okay, they have this silver, gold, platinum, and special economic zone. So this is as of today, 2025. Okay, for the silver tier, you can stay there for 5 years and you can renew this. And the fixed deposit you need to put in the bank is 150,000 US dollar. And then for property purchase, right, the minimum is 600,000 depending on the state. So let's say, for example, if you are buying a property in KL, the minimum is 1 mil for foreigner lah. This is in RM and you are required to stay for 90 days for a year. And this can be shared. Let's say, for example, I stay 45 days, Rachel stay 45 days. Then 90 days, we hit the requirement already. The application fee is 40,000 ringgit. And is tax exemption on the income or funds earned outside, not in Malaysia, or fixed deposit. And then the next tier will be the gold tier. You can stay there for 15 years using this visa, can renew as well. The fixed deposit is higher. This is like 500,000 US dollar. Property price is minimum of 1 million. And then same thing, you need to stay for 90 days. Application fee is the same. And then the next one would be the platinum tier. Wow, this one very, very good. This one is like, can stay for 20 years, you can renew. So if you renew, it's another 20 years. So fixed deposit is 1 million US dollar. And then you need to stay 90 days as well. The rest is all the same. Okay, the only difference is, right, the platinum tier, right, you can actually work there or do business in Malaysia. Then there's another special one. This tier is called the Special Economic Zone tier. You can stay there for 10 years, can renew as well. Fixed deposit is only 65,000 US dollar. And for the property purchase, you gotta buy it from the Special Economic Zone area, which is the Forest City lah. So requirement is all the same as well. Actually, for this Special Economic Zone tier, right, we actually read on Reddit, okay, we saw this person, they actually did this, they took this Special Economic Zone tier because the fixed deposit is way lesser, it's 65,000 US dollar, okay, compared to the rest lah. Yeah, and then they bought a Forest City property, they rent out the Forest City property, and then they go and rent another place in Malaysia to stay, like KL, Penang or whatever. Yeah, this way, right, the entry price is way lower.
It's just ways that people have done it.
Yeah.
So we're just sharing it with you guys.
Yeah, I think quite smart lah. Like in terms of like parking the money in the bank or buying property, you spend lesser, but you can stay there for like 10 years compared to like silver tier 5 years. The other visa that you can get is, this one is a super ultra rich one. Is the PVIP Visa. So basically this visa can let you remain in Malaysia or stay in Malaysia for 20 years. You can renew as well, but you need to have an income of 40,000 RM per month. Fixed deposit is 1 million RM, and the application fee is 200,000 ringgit to apply for this visa. Yeah, but the only difference is, right, this one you can actually work in Malaysia or you can actually conduct business there.
For Sean and I, we decided to go with the silver tier for MM2H because what we plan to do is not to just stay there for just a few years. Hopefully, we can stay there for maybe 10, 15 years or
Until
even retire there.
old and retire.
Because if we're gonna, like we said, we're gonna do a cat sanctuary, right? I foresee myself doing it more likely in Malaysia than anywhere else in the world.
And also, right, I think this MM2H visa is more stable compared to like Digital Nomad, but the PVIP is like too expensive really. Yeah, so like Digital Nomad, you don't know what happened after 2 years. What if they suddenly change the requirement, then you cannot hit the requirement, then how? So for MM2H, we also know that like right now this is the requirement and everything. So if you apply during this period and you got your MM2H during this period, and then for example next year they change the requirement, right, your requirement will remain the same as yours. So they call it like grandfather lah. So if you renew that time, right, you can no need to follow the new requirement. You can just follow whatever you have now. Another reason why we choose this MM2H visa among all is we plan to buy a property there instead of renting. And the fixed deposit, remember, like we mentioned, we would prefer the silver tier one, which is the 150k US dollar fixed deposit. You can actually use 50% to buy property. So technically, you only need to pay 75k for fixed deposit. Then you can use the 75k to purchase the property that you want.
Just to take note, as you guys are watching this video, please do your own due diligence and also research on the visas, because don't take our 100% word for it, because I think there might be some changes sometimes.
So maybe if you're watching this 1 year later,
always do your own due diligence. Yeah, so I guess this marks the official start of our move for our journey to relocating to Malaysia. We will be sharing with you guys like the things that we experienced along the way, what we've learned, hopefully not the mistakes, but we'll still transparently share with you guys. And I think there were a few messages who were asking me about like digital streams of income, how do you work remotely and all that. We might do a video on it if you guys are keen as well. So please hit the subscribe button if you are curious about relocating to Malaysia, shopping for, let's say, a Malaysia property, what it's like, exploring different parts of Malaysia, hopefully.
of course we will stay at home in Malaysia, man, every day.
Okay. So yeah, hit the subscribe button and follow us on our journey. Bye!